Hey everyone, it's Wendy Hutton, and welcome back to another edition of Wendy's Corner. So this is kind of a continuation or a follow-up, we'll say part two from what I discussed in that my last episode about the 401ks, and I demonstrated on a program that I use called Agency Rocket about what can typically happen in a 401k and how people typically outlive their money, and a lot of it happens a lot sooner. So in that episode, and this is a different one that I'm pulling up because I wanted to equal out some contributions here. I want to kind of demonstrate a little more live like scenario. So I'm taking an individual at age 32, and we have the rates of return at 6.55%, which, we're not calculating for ups and downs. We're going to keep them very straight. So we're going to highlight some annual contributions. Now, if you'll notice, this time I'm doing a comparison between in the blue here, which is a 401k, and between what they call an indexed universal life. This is a IUL. This is a life insurance product that is used as a vehicle to set up you with a tax-free retirement account. It's also can be used as a vehicle to set up generational wealth and leave a legacy for your family. It's also a vehicle that will give you lifetime income that is guaranteed. Yep, there's that word guaranteed, but I'm going to use it. All right, so we're going to do some comparisons here so that you guys can actually see a live side-by-side comparison. Now, we're going to do the 4,500 in annual contributions because and 3,600 in the IUL. Why is this higher? Because they're actually putting in there that employer match that a lot of people are deem that to be very important. Now, what I'm also going to look at is taxes that are going to be deferred, taxes, and we're also going to look at the fees and the death benefit and that death benefit. We're going to get that in there. Where's those fees? All right, and back to taxes that are going to defer because these are some very important impacts. Now, what I want you guys to see right off the bat is right away off the bat with the 401k, there is with contributing year one, $4,500. There's $934 in taxes that were deferred and $119 in fees. So your death benefit, if you were to pass away, is $3,739. Now with the IUL, you've contributed $3,600. There is no taxes because this is a after-tax system where you're using after-tax dollars. But the fees, holy man, they're a lot higher. Why would I do that? Well, year one, yep. Why are we paying for this? Because there's a death benefit that's associated with this. $243,000 death benefit. So if you were to pass away, your family, instead of the 303,700, they would receive 243,000. Now, that's a lot of money to be given to a whole life death benefit. You're right, it is. But full disclosure, IULs never look more favorable in the beginning. These, just like a 401k, these are long-term products that you want to invest in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this individual from age 32 and I'm just going to take them all the way up to 64 years old, 1 year before they're getting ready to retire. Now let's do some more comparisons. Annual contributions, because they increase over time, we're at 15,000 and 12,000 here. In the lifetime of this individual, they have contributed $385,000 to their 401k and $308,000 to their IUL. So they've contributed less to their IUL. There is $140,000 worth of taxes that are going to need to be paid back. All right, this is what you've deferred. There are no taxes that are going to be paid back in retirement. Now the fees that you have paid in your 401k are now at 216,000. A lot of individuals do not understand the fees that are in 401ks. Like, well, I'm only being charged 1% by my advisor or 0.5%. You're right, but there's a lot of other fees that are buried. Now the fees in the IUL are 69,000. That has gone towards your whole life policy. Now, I don't know about you, but 69,000 looks a whole lot better than 216,000. But that's just numbers. Now, the other thing I want to highlight is if this individual were to pass away at age 64, they would receive $561,000, even though their account balance got all the way up to $701,000. But we've got to pay taxes and we've got to pay those fees. So your family is left with $561,000. Now, on your IUL, the account balance was $721,000, but your family is going to be paid out $880,000 due to that extra death benefit. Okay. So at age 64, what's going to make a bigger impact if your family were to use it at that time? Probably the IUL. Now let's go into retirement because this is where it really gets interesting. We are going to keep it so that your income is equivalent. Because remember, with a 401k, in order to do a comparison match, you need to be receiving the same exact money out of an IUL. Now, what I want to show you right up there is the annual retirement. In the IUL on this account, this individual is going to receive $81,912 annually for the rest of their life. Well, full disclosure, only until they're 120, okay? But this is tax-free money. In order to match it up to do an actual comparison, the individual has to take $102,000 out of their 401k because they have $20,000 in taxes they need to pay. So that's how we keep them equal, okay? So you're going to be receiving that amount of money, equivalent. But now I'm going to keep sliding this because what does it look like over time when you're taking equal amounts from your 401k or from that IUL? Well, by age 72, and you retired at age 65, your 401k is out of money. However, your IUL, you're still receiving that $81,912 tax-free with that guaranteed up to age 120. And to prove it, I'm going to keep sliding this, sliding this, sliding this. You're now up to age 86, still receiving those funds. And look at, you still have a death benefit of $250,000. That's, by the way, going to go to your loved ones tax-free. Let's keep it going. 90 years old. Notice your death benefit starts climbing. You're still receiving $81,000 tax-free. And your death benefit's now going up. Why? Because you've lived so long and it's the rule of compound interest. It's just going to naturally start going back up a lot higher. And we're going to keep this going because I'm even going to show you at age 99, or heck, let's go to age 105, you're still receiving your $81,000 and your death benefit is climbed even higher because of compound interest. If you want to know more about how these accounts work, because not that either one account is bad or good. My job is to teach you how each and every one of these works so that you can make that decision that is going to be right for you. If you want to learn more and do side-by-side comparisons so that you can make that decision that's going to better fit you and your goals as you're going into retirement, go ahead and you can set up an appointment with me. Go to yourhiddenpathretirement.com. Choose a time slot that works best for you. Or you know what, shoot me a message and we can set a time just to have a little bit of a conversation, and I can run this exact same comparison in real time so that you can understand going forward what your retirement is going to look like. Till the next time, we'll see you guys later.